We achieved the on-screen results for this client using Instagram ads. If you'd like to learn how to use Instagram ads to achieve results like these for your small business, keep watching. Thanks for joining me. I'm Morgan, a digital marketing professional who works here at LYFE Marketing. In today's video, I'll be talking about why Instagram ads are worth it for your business, how much Instagram ads cost generally. I'll teach you what affects Instagram ad costs and how they can vary. I'll talk about how considering your goals impacts the cost of your ads. Some goals are more expensive than others. I'll also tell you what starting budget I recommend for small businesses. Then I'll show you how to set up your Instagram ads in the Facebook Business Manager. I'll also show you how to upload custom audiences and make lookalikes. And finally, I'll share some Instagram ad best practices to help you get the best ROI, which is a return on investment. Before we get into today's video, I've got some exciting news. We've got new digital marketing courses to help you learn the methods that we use for our clients every day. I like this option a lot for small businesses who don't have huge budgets or for people who like to DIY. Sometimes you can't afford an agency, but you need help from one, at least at the beginning. This is that.
Hey, we just helped a small business make over $1.5 million through Facebook advertising. And after managing millions of dollars in ad spend for thousands of different small businesses, we have decided to give away everything we learned to you in a special program. If you want to learn the blueprint to success, the best practices from some of the fastest growing companies in the world, and all of the different tools you will need, then sign up for our social ads training program today.
So I'll put the links in the description box below. Check those out and sign up. Okay, let's dive into Instagram ad costs. First, let's talk about why Instagram ads are worth it for your business. Instagram is one of the best platforms to advertise your business, especially if you sell anything online. Here are some of the reasons I love it for my clients. First of all, you get to use Facebook's advanced targeting. Second, Instagram has great engagement rates. Third, Instagram stories are hugely popular. And fourth, Instagram, like everywhere else on the internet, is prioritizing video. Let's look at each of these reasons in a little more detail. So let's talk about how you get to utilize Facebook's advanced targeting for your Instagram ads. Instagram has 1 billion monthly active users, and that's outside of Facebook's audience that also has billions of active users. Because Facebook owns Instagram, the targeting options that are available from the billions of people on the Facebook platform and the billion people on the Instagram platform, and there is some crossover, but all of that data is available to you on Instagram or on Facebook when you're running ads in either place, or in both places. One of the best features on Instagram ads is your custom audience option. You can create an audience based on your own parameters using information from your app activity, your website, customer list that you upload, or engagement on your social channels. Your customer list, the one that you upload, this can be anything from your email list to information from your CRM. Once you've got a good source audience uploaded, you can ask Facebook to find people who look like them on the app. This is really powerful targeting to help you find new customers for your business. These are called lookalike audiences, and I'll show you how to set these up later on in the video, so stick around for that. Let's talk about Instagram's high engagement rates. Instagram's organic engagement isn't what it used to be. Remember the days of 3%? Now, I don't want you to get too concerned because your engagement rate will vary depending on your industry. Remember that these are just averages taken from every single account on the platform. If you look at this table, education has the highest engagement and fashion has the lowest engagement. So it really will depend on your business. Engagement will also vary depending on the type of content that you're posting. Videos and carousels are getting higher engagement than your regular single image posts in your feed. Likewise, where you post on Instagram matters as well. Your feed posts are going to get less engagement than your stories posts, and those will get less engagement than your reels, which are out of the park right now. Now, in your feed, carousel posts were found to perform the best in a recent study at 1.94% engagement. So test those out and see how they do for your audience. Now, I know that these engagement rates might not seem super impressive to you, and you might be wondering why I've made this a point. However, these are organic engagement rates. Keep that in mind. These aren't paid engagement rates, and these engagement rates are higher than what you will find on Facebook. Instagram's big winners right now are in the form of vertical video, your stories and your reels. According to Instagram, 500 million people use stories daily, and a third of those story views are for small business accounts. Also, 1 in 5 stories gets a message from the viewer, which is incredible for small businesses. Because of the prevalence of our cell phones, the vertical full-screen mobile experience video is a staple on every single social platform. And if you're not advertising in this way, you're really missing out on a huge opportunity. Vertical video needs to be part of your marketing strategy for a couple of reasons. Let's run over those. First of all, people are seeking these things out. They're going to stories, they're going to reels, they're going to places like TikTok, and they're looking for that full screen viewing experience. Second is full screen vertical video means that you take up all of the real estate on the app. You're not competing with the previous post or the next post in the feed, where you can kind of see both. If your content is good, it's easier for the user to just not do anything and watch your full video. They have to actually make an effort to move out of your spot. The third reason is Instagram is adding a lot of engagement and conversion options for vertical videos. You can link out to an external website, which is great if you're showing a product or if you want to lead them to a specific landing page. In stories, you can add shopping stickers and you can tag your products using your product catalog, which you should definitely upload to Facebook Business Manager as soon as you can. There are also engagement options like sending a question or answering a quiz or taking a survey. I also love the vertical video because it's really easy to go live. Everyone has a video phone now and they're really great quality. These live videos are also prioritized by the algorithm, so that'll give your business account a nice boost if you're using these quite often. And speaking of video, let's talk about how Instagram is prioritizing video conversions on the platform. If you've watched any of my recent videos, you've probably heard me say that Instagram's head said last month that they are no longer a photo sharing platform. They're moving to a video-focused platform, specifically mentioning live video shopping, so that when you run a live, you can tag products that people can shop as they see them on screen, pretty much like QVC. And if you don't get my QVC reference, you need to watch the rest of this video and then go find some QVC videos to just help you relax for the evening. Instagram hopes to have that live shopping stuff available within the year. The entire internet is moving to prioritizing video, even search engines. So this move by Instagram is a good move. It means that they're listening and they're adapting, which is great for marketers that can give you some confidence in the platform. And just like their parent company, Facebook, Instagram is prioritizing commerce and those conversions. So this is excellent for small businesses who are really looking for those conversions at the end of the day. I think 2020 taught a lot of us that we need to have a backup, which means a digital way to keep our customers happy and to keep sales coming in. So let's talk about how much Instagram ads cost, generally speaking. When you're starting out advertising on any platform, it's a good idea to understand the basic cost or the general cost of the ads. This way you have a benchmark to compare your ads to see if they're doing much better or much worse than average. On Instagram, cost per click can range from anywhere to 50 cents to $3.50. So there is quite a wide range here. And just like with your engagement rates, this will depend on your industry and the type of products that you're selling, their price point, all of those things. But keep in mind that there is a range of normal and acceptable on Instagram, just like on other advertising platforms. No one can guarantee you a specific price because you just won't be sure until you start running your ads. And then you can optimize, of course, to try to get your cost per click as low as possible. I'll talk a bit about what factors can affect your ad cost in just a couple of minutes, so don't miss that. Now, one of the first things that you need to do when you start advertising is to establish your baseline, your benchmarks, what's normal for your business. But since you're brand new to advertising, you don't have anything to go off of. That's, again, where these general numbers come in. Use this as your guidepost and then make corrections as you advertise and see different numbers coming in. If your ad costs are way higher than these averages, you're definitely going to want to look and see what you could be doing wrong here. This is probably down to your targeting or your ad quality. Now, there are some best practices that you can follow to keep your ad costs as low as possible and to increase your return on investment. I'll talk about those after we cover how your ad costs can vary. So as I mentioned before, some goals are more expensive than others. For example, it's typically less money for you to get a click than it is for you to get an actual conversion. Your ad placements also affect the cost of your ads. Now, these numbers that I'm showing on screen are from 2017, but they do illustrate the point that you can help lower the cost of your ads by eliminating the most expensive placements for your ads. Now, obviously, you wouldn't want to do this if these placements were your only conversions or your best conversions. Your targeting options like age and gender will also affect the cost of your ads. Some age ranges spend more time on social networks, they're more likely to make purchases on those social networks, so they're a more valuable audience to online advertisers. The more desirable your audience, the more competition there will be, which will drive up the cost of your ads because Instagram works on a bidding system. Now, sometimes a higher cost of your ads is worth it if you're reaching the right audience and you're getting conversions. You'll figure that out as you go and you watch your ROI and your other ad metrics. Let's look at what else can affect the cost of your ads. The time of year can affect how much your ads will cost you. As you can imagine, ads typically get more expensive during November and December as more and more companies are advertising for all of their holiday and winter sales. That's because more advertisers are on the platform than ever, even advertisers that aren't running ads during the rest of the year, which means because of that lovely bidding system, there's more competition, which drives up the cost of your ads. As a pro tip for you, I would say that you should plan to increase your advertising budget by 50% during the holiday season, or you can start advertising a lot earlier than others are. Plus, if you're advertising all year long, you can have a system where you're funneling people into your email list. That way you can do direct marketing during the winter holidays and skip out on all of the expensive social media advertising. Now let's talk about your goal, because some goals are going to cost more than other goals will. Now, before you can run an ad on Instagram or on Facebook, you have to select your goal or your objective. This is the very first thing that you do. This will tell Instagram how to bid and who to prioritize when they're showing your ad to your audience. Let's take a look at this cost per objective table. As you can see, it varies depending on the objective. Now, when you're looking back at your budget and you're considering how an ad did, don't just look at the cost of the ad. You need to consider what your objective was for this, because some objectives will be worth spending a bit more money on because the conversion is such a high value for you, or the client will be a high long-term value client. A good example of this is clients who are looking for lead generation. They're looking for people to talk to become high-paying clients of theirs for consulting or law firms or real estate, things like that. Those people are more willing to pay a higher cost per lead in order to get a client, because that client is worth $10,000 or $20,000 or $30,000 lifetime value. Okay, so now that you understand all of that, let's talk about some practical things like the budget that I recommend for my small business clients. Now, I've worked with small businesses for long enough that I know that most of you don't have huge budgets, and it can be really stressful when people start talking about all of the advertising, placements, and the cost of everything, and it's just too much. I know that it can be scary to run ads because you're worried that you'll overspend or that something will go wrong and you won't get those conversions that you're looking for. But the great thing about Instagram ads is that you tell it exactly how much to spend, and it stops when it hits your budget. It does not go over. Another great thing about Instagram ads is it is really affordable, so you don't have to have a giant budget to be able to play and find new customers. I've seen ads work really well with very small daily budgets. Now, it will take a long time, but you can do it. However, I noticed that most of my small business clients that start with about $750 a month can see results rather quickly, but are still in an affordable range for themselves. Now, I know that starting budget isn't the only really stressful thing about running ads on Instagram. So here is what I do for the first few campaigns for new clients of mine. Maybe this will help you out a little bit. I like to upload the existing customer list, if there is one, and run a promotion or discount code to just these people. This will be set up as a retargeting ad, and it will show them the code that they can use to make a repeat purchase. I would also encourage them to follow the Instagram account or the Facebook page, whichever was applicable. The second type of ad I like to run for new clients is also a retargeting ad. I like to retarget website viewers and people who added things to their cart but didn't purchase with the products that they looked at. To do this, you'll need to set up your pixel, make sure that it's tracking properly, and set up all of your events. And you'll also need to upload your product catalog so that you can show people the products that they viewed on your website. Then you'll build a custom audience doing page views, adds to cart, or conversions, whatever you're looking for. Now, the third type of ad that I like to run. I'll build a lookalike audience from one of the custom lists that I've uploaded to the account. Then I'll run more general ads, kind of introducing the brand or the product or the service or the experience or whatever it is to this new audience. Remember, your lookalike audience is going to be people who have not interacted with your business before. They don't know who you are. And the fourth type of ad that I will run if none of those other options are available to me is a brand awareness campaign to a cold targeting audience. I like to use a well-done video here and choose the video views objective. Then I build a retargeting audience for people who have viewed the video. This retargeting audience will get ads to follow the Instagram account, to visit the website, look at products, etc. Now I'll show you how to set up your Instagram ads in the Facebook Business Manager. In order to run ads on Instagram, you need to know how to set them up, right? You have two options currently. The first is to set up your ads in the Instagram app on your phone, and the second is to do it through the Facebook Business Manager. I suggest you use the Facebook Business Manager, or at least learn how to do that, for a couple of reasons. The first is that if you're advertising on Instagram, you should be advertising on Facebook as well. It's just more bang for your buck. The second reason is Instagram and Facebook are working really hard to merge their platforms into one dashboard where you manage everything together, so this is probably inevitable. And the third reason is I just kind of like doing it on the computer more than I like doing it on the phone, but that's personal preference. So let's look at how to do this in Business Manager. So you click the blue Create button to create your campaign and your ad set. You'll create your ad during the third step, so follow the on-screen steps for this process. Select a Facebook page and an Instagram account to represent your business. Note here that a Facebook page is required to run ads even if you're not placing those ads on Facebook. Next, you'll select an ad format. Choose from a single image or video, a carousel, or a collection. Choose your media or add new media here. And depending on your previous selections, you may be able to add a call to action button here. Or you can choose a pixel. Preview your ad. You can see these in the windows next to the ad, and click Publish. Now, when you're setting up your ads in Business Manager, you can select your audience targeting. I've talked a little bit about custom audiences and lookalike audiences. Let me show you how to add those now. Custom and lookalike audiences are powerful tools that will help you find the people who shop with you and people who look like them. This is great to find new customers for your business and to make your existing customers' experience just a little bit better. Now, you can create this during your ad setup, or you can manage this through audiences in your Facebook Business Manager. Now, since I've already told you that I am a fan of Facebook Business Manager, and I think you should be using it too, I'm going to show you how to set it up there. Now, as I mentioned, you can set up your custom and your lookalike audiences during your ad creation, either in the app or in the Facebook Business Manager. Now, I'm also going to show you how to manage your audiences using audiences in Business Manager. So that's the option I'm going to go with for these examples. When you're in your Ads Manager, you're going to click the hamburger menu and go to Audiences. Select the Create Audience dropdown and then choose Custom Audience. Select your Instagram Professional account here. If you don't have one, you will need to upgrade to run ads. From the dropdown, you'll choose the Instagram account that you want to use for your audience. Now, remember, this is your source. These are the people that we're pulling from. Choose the type of engagement that you'd like to include in this audience. This should be engagement that's valuable to you and shows that this audience is going to take the next step, or at least will think about taking the next step with you, which means making a purchase with your business. Next, you'll choose the engagement type that you want to include in your audience. Look for engagement types that are going to be higher value for you or show that your audience has a higher intent. If you make these selections and don't just choose any engagement, then it means you'll be finding people to bring to your business who are more likely to make a purchase. Add the number of days that you'd like to include for the audience of people who have engaged with your account. The maximum here is 365 days, and this will just depend on your goal. If you're looking for newer customers who are the freshest and most interested, I would keep your time frame between 30 to 60 days. But if you're looking to reinvigorate people who haven't engaged in a while, then maybe make your audience 6 months to 12 months. Now you can choose any additional audience segments or engagement types here and add an audience name. You want to make this something that you'll be able to recognize later, and an audience description. Select Create Audience. Now that was creating a custom audience. You need a custom audience in order to make a lookalike audience. So now that you've got your custom audience set up, let me show you how to add your lookalike audience so that you can find new people for your business. So go to your audiences section like we did before. Select the Create Audience dropdown, but this time choose Lookalike Audience. You'll want to choose your source. Now remember that your source is your custom audience. Now the quality and the size of this source audience does matter, so consider that when you're making your audience. Ideally, you'll have a source audience between 1,000 and 50,000 people. Now you choose the country or countries where you'd like to find that similar audience. This slider down here lets you choose your desired audience size. Now I recommend keeping this at 1%. The larger you make your audience, the less like your source audience these new people will be. Obviously, you'll be able to reach more people with a larger audience, but the smaller your audience, the more likely those people are to behave like your existing customers and become customers themselves. Select Create Audience. Now that you've got the keys to the power of the custom and lookalike audiences on Instagram and Facebook, let's look at some Instagram ad best practices to help you get the best return on investment possible. Even if you're on a small budget, you can optimize your ads to improve your ROI. I'm going to briefly cover some of the most important practices here. If you'd like a more detailed video on these best practices, leave a comment below that says IG best practices. So one of the best practices just across the board to do is A/B or split testing. You want to run ads that work best for your brand and your audience, right? that makes sense. The only way to figure that out for sure is to run A/B tests and to actually see which thing your audience will like the most. You can test video versus still image. You can test different types of copy. You can test different types of graphics. Pretty much whatever you want. I actually recently did an in-depth video on A/B testing on Facebook. You'll be able to use the A/B testing that I show you in the video on Facebook and on Instagram. So just go ahead and add that video to your queue and you can watch it next. And while you're there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Second best practice is to use video. Video performs better than images across the board. Yes, even on Instagram. The head of Instagram, as I told you, admitted that that is the case. The Instagram algorithm will prefer video, so this is a good idea for your ads to help give them a little boost. Third best practice is to make your ad look native. Now this term, when used for advertising on social platforms, just means that the post doesn't look like an ad. It looks like a regular post in the feed, so it doesn't really take you out of the experience of the platform. And the fourth is to use vertical video ads. Remember that 500 million stories viewers every day and the reels that are just going like magic right now? Make sure that you're using full screen vertical video ads, that way you're maximizing your reach. Tell me, what best practice would you add to the list to help lower the cost of your Instagram ads? You can help another small business owner or advertiser by sharing your tips below. I would love to hear what's worked for you. Did you find this video helpful? I'd really appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on any of our new digital marketing content. We're here to help small businesses grow, and we're putting out tons of new videos every week. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this whole video with me. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll see you in an upcoming video.